The scale goes up a couple of kilos, and all of a sudden you are skipping breakfast and adding an extra workout to your schedule that you don't have the energy for. Does that sound familiar? That number is actually making decisions for you, and not very good ones. And that is why I don't weigh my clients, and I actually have not weighed my clients since 2010. I've seen the scale sabotage more progress than literally any other thing. Today, we're going to take you through what I use instead that shows you if your body is actually changing.
Welcome to the Weight Loss Podcast. My name is Courtney. This is Matt.
This is Matt.
And today, as you guessed, we are talking all things progress photos.
Yes, we are.
So, Matt,
Today's agenda. Mm-hmm.
We will be discussing progress photos.
Yes.
Why they're important.
Why they're important, where people get them wrong.
Some solutions.
And obviously solutions. So by the end of today, our mission is for you to have a repeatable system that allows you to accurately, in an apples to apples fashion, assess if your body is changing physically, and if so, how.
Yeah.
We're going to remove the guesswork because we're going to take you through the exact same system I've been using with clients now for coming up on 16 years. And it works.
Yeah, it does. So before we get started, tell us about the metabolic classification.
Yes. So if you are stumped on getting an accurate answer to the question, how long will it actually take me to lose weight? There is a tool just for you. So it's a tool that's been used inside the Academy program now for quite some time. In fact, I was first introduced to this tool also back in 2010, big year for my career back then. This is an assessment of your lifestyle, of your habits, of your what we call metabolic blockers. And the end result is that it will give you an accurate, truthful timeline on how long it should take you to get this done. Now, word of warning, you are probably not going to like what it tells you, but I promise you it will be the truth.
100%.
So if you want to get a hold of this tool, just go and find us on Instagram.
At the Weight Loss Podcast.
You guessed it. And DM us the word classify, and we'll send you over this tool. Beyond helpful. And just as a bit of a sneak preview, I have been using it now for 16 years with coaching. It is the North Star by which I assess how clients are going with their habits, their routines, their stresses, and also helps me to guide where their next steps should be from program to program. Just get it.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Well, amazing. Let's jump in.
Let's start by fleshing out the problem here before we start handing out solutions, because this is a problem I see.
Yes. So you may ask, it's just a photo, right? It can't be a skill. It's just taking a photo. We're just pointing and shooting, right?
Yep. Nah. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Classic Aussie colloquialism. Yeah, nah. Absolutely, yeah, nah. Taking progress photos is a legitimate skill. How do I know it's a legitimate skill? Because most people F it up.
Yes.
Most people F it up. And I've seen plenty of times, and to be fair, before I was shown what you're going to learn today, I too screwed it up as a trainer as well. I see many trainers screw this up. I see it on my Instagram timeline regularly. It's clearly a skill because it does take practice and does take awareness. But like most skills, once you've got them in place, they give you a return on your investment.
Yes.
Permanently.
Absolutely.
So moving forward.
Well, let's now discuss about why are they actually important at all?
Progress photos.
So why do you recommend them? I mean, they are your number one, right? They're your number one measuring method.
Okay. Time out on that one. So I would say overall they are, but they're not the only one. Because keep in mind, this whole podcast was built on celebrating the small wins.
Yes.
and looking for improvements that may be coming obviously be on the scale,
Yes.
but also potentially for some people be on the photos, because as I've told countless number of people over the last 15, 16 years, and we taught people on this podcast, like, you will feel the improvements before you see them.
Mm.
Now, when I assess someone's physical improvement,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it is progress photos. It's not the only thing I use to assess,
Yes.
but from what you see on the outside, by far, it is the number one.
Mm.
I use it instead of the scales. I use it instead of things like DEXA scans.
Yes.
I definitely use them instead of having people go and get calipers done for the pinches,
Yes.
the skin fold pinches.
Mm-hmm.
And I very much use them over body measurements, so the tape measure, but also those sort of in-body scans that the gyms
where you
will
hold the
often do.
handles. Yeah.
Yeah, I use the photos, and I recommend the photos for a couple of reasons.
Mm.
Right, the first one is it costs you nothing.
Yeah.
Right, they're free. Okay.
As long as you've got a phone that has a camera.
Do you have a phone with a camera? If you don't, are you a time traveler from 20 years ago?
Interesting.
If so, talk to me. So they're free, right? Because getting a DEXA scan will cost you money. And I've spoken to people in America where they don't live in proximity to a business that has DEXA scan services, and they have to actually go through like a local college or university, and it costs hundreds of American dollars in some instances to get it. And here in Australia, we can get DEXA scans, but again, you pay money. With photos, it's free, baby.
Yeah.
But do you know the number one reason why I recommend progress photos? Because it's pretty black and white, right?
Yeah.
Either you are changing for the better, you are changing for the worse, or you aren't changing at all.
Yes.
It simplifies things. Again, disclaimer, purely from a visual standpoint, it does simplify things. You're looking better, you're looking worse, you're looking the same. And and actually, hidden extra reason why I love them so much. As you build a timeline of your routines, your habits, your exercise history, your skills in other areas like meal prep, time management, prioritization, the photos eventually will become they tell a story.
Yeah.
They tend to reflect eventually what you do day to day. Now, in some cases, for some people, they can be rather painful.
Yes.
In fact, for most people, when they first do this,
awful.
It is the drizzling shits.
Awful.
Because people like us, we don't like how we look, we don't like how we function, we don't like how we feel.
Yes.
And people like us tend to be the ones that will avoid photos.
Yes.
Certainly video.
Oh, yeah.
Reflections. So looking in the mirror.
Mirrors, yes.
And of course, if we don't see it, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
And the progress photos, again, going back to another reason why I recommend them, they give you the brutal truth about where you are right now. And for a lot of people, it is a humbling experience, because a comment I've heard a lot is, I didn't realize how bad I was until I did this. And I've been told from clients that this process has actually made them cry initially, because they've been avoiding this fact for so long. So accurate, free, and a very easy assessment from an external standpoint.
Yeah. So those are all positives, obviously, as to why you like progress photos as a method of tracking.
Well, should I also just say, like I said it at the start, but worth just reiterating here, I don't get clients to weigh themselves.
No.
If you go to any of our social media and you see mention of a client who's lost X amount of kilos, it ain't because I've weighed them, it's because they've told me.
Yes.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Yes.
So it's so much belief I have in how useful this form of physical assessment is. I don't weigh clients.
So let's flip it and look at what goes wrong if these aren't done.
Yep.
Or aren't done well.
Mhm.
you'd lose that consistency, right?
Well, it makes accurate assessments impossible.
Yeah.
So if someone hands in a set of, say, for example, 6-week progress photos, and they're wearing what Courtney's wearing right now, shirt, long pants, or what I'm wearing right now, long shorts, and a pretty baggy t-shirt, I mean, I can't see shit.
Yeah.
And I can't tell what's happening.
Mm.
The only time that people can actually get away with that is if they are, there's no filter here, if they are supremely obese.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the extremes that you can then still see.
Yeah, but the moment you lose enough weight, if you are supremely obese and you start to get leaner, you can't see shit.
Yeah.
But then as someone gets in better and better condition, they might say, screw up the lighting.
Yeah.
Because one thing I'll get into further into this video and this episode is that the leaner you get, the more lighting becomes important.
Yep.
But also consistency with regards to the location, the time of day, your frequency in how often you take them.
Yes.
As well. So where people get this wrong is that they don't turn it into a system.
Yes. Yes. It's a little bit too
It's haphazard.
flippant. Yes.
Yeah. And so today we're building this system out together.
So apart from, before we move into some solutions, apart from the people not taking it seriously enough and consistently enough, what is the biggest mistake that you see people make in their progress photos?
Number one, wearing too many clothes.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
now you've done it yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
I've had you do them.
You've mentioned it earlier. It's not a comfortable situation, especially when you're not happy with the way that you look.
It's brutal.
And for a lot of people, it's not comfortable to even have someone else take them for them. So it's just not comfortable all round.
Well, one thing I will tell people, if it has to come to this, because no one, when they first start, at least when I first meet them, no one likes this.
No.
No one looks forward to this. This is the part they hate the most when they first start. And sometimes I have to tell them the blunt truth, which is that two things here can be true at once. You don't have to like this.
No.
But I need you to do them.
Yeah. I think I distinctly remember when we took my first progress photos ever. I told you not to show
photos.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, good memory. You did too.
Yeah.
You did too.
I didn't want to look at them.
Why?
And you know what? That's come up with several clients over the years, that they've taken them and not looked at them.
Yep.
And that's fine too. Like, you don't actually have to look at them straight away.
Want to look at them?
I didn't think I wanted to look at them because I felt like at the time I was in a good headspace where I was decided to make the change and I was really looking forward to getting started. And I just didn't want that. I just didn't want to feel shit about myself again.
Really?
And I would have if I looked at those photos.
Even though you were taking action to improve them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Would it have affected your choices or actions?
I was afraid it would. Because,
really?
you know, I'm spoken about it in the past. I'm definitely an emotional eater. So I was afraid of my reaction to the photos and obsessing about the photos.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have just preferred to take that away out of my hands altogether. I'm not saying I would have. I don't know if I would have or not. I didn't look at them at the time. I don't think I looked at them until we took progress photos at 12 weeks. But
it was week 6, I'm pretty sure.
Or week 6. I think I looked at them then. But at that time, I was too afraid of it having sort of a negative emotional reaction to them. I just didn't want to look at them.
And that's fine. You're not the first person that said that to me. And my response to Courtney at the time, now that I'm thinking about it, is the same as if someone said it to me today, which is, hey, that's cool. I totally respect that, because I know this sucks. Yeah. And I know this is painful.
Yeah.
Right? And it hurts. Take them anyway, because you will regret not doing them down the track.
100%. You will regret not doing them.
You feel like junk when you do them at the start.
Yep.
But the biggest regrets come from people who don't do them and get epic changes and haven't got that documentation.
Yes. Could not agree more. All right, before we move on, let's just go over one more time on how people get the metabolic classification tool.
Yes, if you want to know how long it will take you to lose weight and to start to see these improvements we're talking about from a photographic perspective, DM us the word classify on Instagram and you will be sent the same tool that is given to clients and students inside the Weight Loss Podcast Academy literally every 12 weeks to assess their lifestyle, their habits, and funnily enough, with this classification, the more time you spend building your habits, your score goes down, your physique, your athleticism, your strength, your energy, they all improve. Funny that.
Yeah.
Get a hold of this tool. Go take yourself through the assessment. As I said before, word of warning, you probably won't like what it tells you, but it will be the truth.
Absolutely. All right. Let's move into some practical solutions here.
How to get it right.
We've spoken a lot about why it's important and some of the biggest mistakes. Let's move on to how to get it right, as you said, Matt. So first things first, you mentioned it before, the setting, you mentioned the lighting. So let's talk about how do we set ourselves up for success from the beginning?
Yeah, so it starts with where you take them.
Yeah.
So I am a big fan of natural light where possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, natural light is not always possible, so you do the best with what you've got.
Yes.
Right? Assuming you have control over the setting, natural light, you definitely have control over how much clutter there is.
In the background. Around you.
You want minimal clutter. You need to basically be you in front of some sort of plain
wall
backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
Be it, I think the messiest that I've seen good photos used for were taken in front of a brick wall.
Yep.
So the brick wall, I'm not going to say that was clutter, but there was the brick wall's a brick wall.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, however,
visually.
the lighting was incredible.
Yeah.
His posing was amazing. And you could see every difference.
See, a lot of those brick wall photos, we took a lot of those against a brick wall at our old house.
Actually, you know what? How do I forget my own progress photos?
Yeah.
My photos of the last couple of years were taken in front of a brick wall.
Yeah.
So brick wall can work, but it was just a straight, clean, standard brick wall. But the light, again, at our old place, the lighting was top tier.
Yeah, it was because it was a sort of a private courtyardy space outside.
But
so you had natural light.
Well, this is the thing, you had indirect natural light.
Yes.
Indirect light and indirect natural light is numero uno lighting condition for these photos. Next step is when you're taking your photos, turn flash off. Having flash on or flash on auto runs the risk of washing things out. Now this
distort the image.
Well, it just washes you out. And if you are as pale as I am, pale as a bottle of milk, but I'm not tan. Yeah, well, this is the thing. If you are particularly lean, but you are also particularly pale, a flash or an overbright light source flattens you out.
Yeah.
And you kind of look like a Lego person.
Yeah.
you know, so that is critical because it does hide detail, especially if you start to get leaner, you want to show your muscles off.
Yes.
You've got to get that right.
Yes.
So I will say indoors and outdoors can both work and do both work. I would probably recommend if you are outdoors, aim for early morning or late afternoon. We've got that soft, indirect, natural light.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, like I was doing mine and you helped me do them sometimes as well, Courtney, like early in the morning before the sun would come directly over.
Otherwise, sometimes you open up yourself to shadows and things like that.
100%. So I will say though, there is trial and error with the location, with the lighting, with the time of day. Don't expect to get this right the first time around. In fact, to make it life easy for yourself, expect to get it wrong.
Yeah.
And then just take the photos, look at it, assess, then experiment. Okay, what happens if I do these same photos, but at this time of day instead? Or in this
inside.
location, or inside versus outside?
Yeah.
And just for lack of a better phrase, throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, but because you're doing that experimentation around all a similar time, you're still going to get then your starting point photos.
Do you know how, like, we're going to go through here this system, right, with these photos. Do you know how I got this system in place? Trial and error.
Yeah.
With myself, with clients, just being willing and open to just asking, well, what happens if we do this instead?
Yes. So we spoke a little bit about the backdrop.
Yep.
Let's just clarify that a little bit more. So we obviously mentioned that on our Instagram page, a lot of your progress photos against a brick wall. We've had some clients against brick walls.
Or just walls in their house.
Yes. Yep. Otherwise, we, as you mentioned, try to not be clutter, which means maybe don't take your progress photos in front of your bookshelf. Or, stuff like this. We're trying to find a plain wall. It does. I don't think it matters if it's coloured or if it's white, but
not really,
if it's got a busy wallpaper or if there's shelving with lots of knickknacks and things like that behind you, it's not going to be ideal.
Can I also then, just since we're talking about this, don't have furniture in the photos. If you have a dog or dogs, can you please keep them out? If you're a parent and there's your kids' toys all over the floor, just shift them out of the way. Ideally, it should just be the floor, the wall, you.
Yes. Perfect. All right. That probably covers background and that sort of setting.
Yep.
All right. I guess we have to cross off the list. What do we wear? So this is the awkward one for a lot of people. We mentioned no big baggy clothes.
Well, before we do, I should also mention, just from a background point of view, when we're talking about lighting, shadows can actually have a detrimental effect with photos.
Yep.
So I would recommend stand maybe a few inches off the wall.
Oh, yeah.
But just note, the further you stand off the wall, the larger the shadow behind you, and it can actually have an effect.
Yeah.
So if you go to our Instagram page, like, you'll see some photos of me in front of a brick wall. Like, Courtney took some to help me through that process. Like, I was like, 6 inches at most off the wall to make sure that the shadow wasn't affecting what was happening behind.
Okay. So next question is back to what to wear. This was the awkward question I mentioned. We can't wear baggy clothes, Matt. So what do we wear?
Not baggy clothes? No, not helpful. Okay. So we got to show skin.
Yes.
So if it's for the lads, like me, I wear trunks.
Yeah.
I wear trunks. Like, I'm
boxer briefs.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the DTs, the budgie smugglers.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan personally.
Yes.
But if you're a guy, like, you wear whatever jocks you feel comfortable with. Me personally, I like the boxers. They work, and literally that's it. For the ladies, as hard as this is to bear, seriously, I would just say crop top and maybe short leggings, maybe short shorts, or if you're comfortable enough, really,
briefs.
Maybe your briefs.
Yeah.
But just enough to show skin. Obviously, you got to maintain your modesty and your privacy, but
bathers sometimes, 2-piece bathing suit sometimes as well.
Not one piece.
Not a one piece.
2-piece bathing suit. Some ladies, actually many ladies, take a while to work up the confidence to do that.
Yeah.
Generally, in my experience, when someone is relatively new to this and they're really not comfortable or confident within themselves, I'm just going to say, look, if you at least just go your bra and some jocks, or like a sports crop top, and some short shorts, that's a great place to start. As someone gets more confident and their body starts to change, especially for the ladies, what they wear will probably start to change as well.
Yeah, it usually does.
And
it's the same thing you mentioned though at the start for some ladies. If it ends up being a crop top and leggings, we've had that to start off with as well, and then built up to the short shorts and then built up again.
I personally, these days, I probably would not sign off anymore on full length leggings because you will have a lot of ladies where they may carry a lot of their excess fat in their butt and thighs,
Yeah.
right? Leggings won't show that,
Mm.
you know. So these days, I would actually push back on that, and I would say to a lady, look, I know it's not going to be comfortable, but you've got to trust me on this. If you're going to go leggings, that's fine. Maybe legging lengths better than me, Courtney. Like short ones or down the ones that just go down halfway down your thighs.
Yes, you could do bike shorts, which are
Thank
longer.
you. Bike shorts.
Yeah, so you could do bike shorts. 3/4 leggings are the ones that sit literally just below the knee. That still might be pushing it to be a bit long.
Just some form of form-fitting shorts and a sports bra, and you can't go wrong. Or if you're more confident, your two-piece bathers, giddy up. But yeah, for the guys, like at most,
shorter, like
short shorts at most.
Yeah.
But you know what? Just go the boxers, fellas.
Boxer briefs tend to be easier.
Now, here is the critical thing with outfits. You want to wear the same ones every time because you're a smart person the same way we know as well. Different items of clothing will sit differently. They'll fit differently. And I have seen it become difficult to assess the physical changes when someone is wearing different clothes from set to set because they sit differently. Like I'll use the ladies as an example. Those, you might have a crop top where the straps go over the shoulders and just go down the back to like a U shape.
Yeah.
But then you'll get the ones that will cross over on the back. And when you look at the rear photo of someone, like it can sit differently in the upper part of your back. So
it can also cover a lot of your back too.
It can cover a lot. So I will just say though, the phrase I use here is pick and stick.
Yes.
Pick your outfit and wear them until you get to that wonderful problem.
It doesn't fit anymore.
They're now too big, which means you get to upgrade to the next lot of clothes to wear because the old ones are too big and go you.
Yes. So keep it consistent, keep it similar.
Absolutely keep it consistent, yes.
Yep. All right. How do we pose in our photos? How do we stand? Posing seems like an extreme word. I think not an extreme word. People think posing is like, oh my God, how are you going to get me to stand? It's really how do you stand to get the most out of your photos?
Actually, you are correct. Posing is how I'm going to get you to stand.
Yeah, okay.
It's a big one. So before we get into posing, let's talk about camera angles.
Okay.
Because no matter how good your pose is, if your camera angle is off or inconsistent, don't matter how good your pose is. What I recommend is to have the camera pointed directly, I would say, at the midline of your chest.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go higher than that.
So it's not taking it from up here.
I wouldn't have the camera in line. I mean, you could have it in line with your eyes, but generally speaking, for me, I like to have it pointed at the top of the chest or top of the shoulders.
Yep.
And have that consistent every time. What we don't want to have is different angles. Like you'll have where someone might do a set of photos where the camera's down at their feet.
Yeah.
Looking.
So if I've got my camera here and I was taking a picture of you, the camera, my phone here, which I'm using for the camera. So the camera here at the back would be lined up toward the height of your chest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're not going up here and you're not coming from down underneath here pointing upwards.
Yeah. So if you're on the audio, what Courtney's doing here is she's got her phone camera up over my head pointed down, and in the other example, down at my ankles pointing up. Don't do those.
Don't do those.
So now, to be fair, this angle of looking straight down the middle at the middle of your chest or your shoulders, the best ways to get that taken, because here's the question that gets asked: how the hell do I do that?
Yeah.
All right. 2 solutions. 1, you got a friend, someone you live with.
Yep.
Your better half.
Mm-hmm.
Train them up, get them to take the photos with you. Or if you want the professional one, if you're doing it by yourself, go and invest all of a couple of dollars to get a tripod with a phone stand.
Mhm.
And what you do is you record your photos as a video. So the video is recording, you step in front of your camera, and you can use that to assess, is the height of the tripod correct?
Mm-hmm.
But then with doing it as a video, you'll jump in, do your front, do your side, do your back, then go and take screenshots of the video.
Yep.
There's your photos.
Perfect.
So that's a big thing. Now, as far as posing goes, cool. Stand tall. Don't slouch. Don't roll your shoulders forward. In fact, you're better off actually pulling your shoulders back. Like it's a common thing I said in the gym for years and years and years is like shoulders back, chest up, but also chin up. And I tend to find if you're looking at the front, feet roughly either shoulder or hip width apart.
Mm-hmm.
Arms to the side.
Yes.
Now, for audio only people, this will be difficult. One thing that really drives me bananas is when I see people do progress photos with the side angle and their arms are out in front like a zombie.
Yeah, so straight out in front of you.
It actually makes angles. It changes the angle of the person.
Yeah.
You want to have your arms to your side, straight down. An easy way to get this right is to have your hands in the middle of your thighs.
Yep.
So a lot of people, when they stand up, looking from the side, their hands will start to creep forward.
Forward, yes.
And when their hands creep forward, the arm creeps forward.
Yes.
And it actually obscures their midsection.
Yes.
And you can't see their stomach getting smaller, you know? So if you aim to have your arms relatively straight, but your hands in the middle of your thighs, you can't go wrong.
Which I think is why a lot of people do the zombie thing where they put their arms straight out from their shoulder, but it's actually making it worse.
In my experience, the zombie pose is straight amateur hour.
Yeah.
Get that shit out of here.
So
don't like it.
Yes.
Don't like it. So then what you want to do is look at okay, I've got my posing. What angles am I doing? Look, keep it simple. Front, side, back.
Yeah.
If you want to do front and then two sides, as in left facing, then right facing, go for it. As long as you at least do one and you pick and stick, we've got our apples to apples comparison.
Pick and stick is the biggest one there. So
100%.
whatever side you pick, if you're facing the left or you're facing the right,
yep.
As Matt said, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do both sides, but you do have to, if you start doing the right, always do the right.
Yep.
Don't switch and change every time. And that may mean that you do have to refer back to your old progress photos just to remember which side you do.
I've had people that will do, one side all the time. Some will do both sides. It doesn't matter. Just pick and stick.
Which is another one which really is refer back to your progress photos.
Eventually, you are going to have to face up to these photos.
Yes.
To do accurate assessments. Now, if you are working with a trainer or a coach, they will do the assessments on your behalf. But I mean, I've got to be honest here, sooner or later, you will want to look at these.
Yeah.
Hiding doesn't serve you. In that initial starting phase, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, we're crossing that bridge.
But if you're also doing these photos on your own, you do need to refer back to the old ones because you will forget. I used to forget, what wall did I actually use?
Okay, look.
Where was I standing?
Disclaimer, taking the photos by yourself and not looking at them, don't mix.
No, you will have to look at them.
Yes.
To remind yourself, did I look to the left? Did I look to the right? Yes.
The whole I'm not going to look at them part will only hold water if someone else is taking them or assessing them for you, like a coach or a trainer.
Yes.
If you're doing it yourself, I don't know how else to say this. You're going to have to eat the shit sandwich and look at them.
Unfortunately, we'll have to look at them. All righty.
Before we continue, though, you'll live.
Yes, you will. Promise. We've all been through it at some point. Let's just quickly mark off mirror selfies because this question does come up.
Yep.
Can we use mirror selfies instead of the posed photos that
The
you just described.
front side back.
Yes.
Remember how I said before, yeah, nah?
Yeah, no.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah. That was a question I knew the answer to, by the way.
No, you didn't hear me.
He was just...
No. Nah, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
Nah, yeah. I said yeah, nah. Now I'm saying nah, yeah.
No, yeah.
So you think you knew the answer. No, you don't. There is room for mirror selfies. Now, how do I explain this? Simple. Mirror selfies are not to be done in lieu of a structured front, side, back.
Okay.
But what
I was going to say, I did not think this was going to be the answer. Like I just said I was, and now it makes more sense.
I have learned things since we first met. So in lieu of the front, side, back, absolutely not.
Yes.
However, if you're doing them in addition
Yes.
to doing your front, side, back, I've had clients do that. Like I've had, especially as people get leaner and maybe they're not due for their regular progress photos for like another week or 2 weeks, it might be like, you know what? Every now and then when you get up first thing in the morning, like let's actually, our old main bathroom in our old house in Melbourne with the skylight, incredible lighting.
Yeah, great lighting.
So now and then I would actually take myself a mirror selfie because I get up in the morning and the lighting was so good. You can do like, oh, are my abs popping through? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So yes, there is the scope for mirror selfies, but in addition to the front, side, back structure. Do not do them instead of that.
Yes.
Because they are awful.
That's where I thought you were going in the beginning. And then when you said yeah, and I was like, what?
No.
But yes, that makes more sense.
If they're being done instead of your front, side, back, they are terrible. Like
Yes.
they're not usable.
Yes.
They're not usable. So if, like I said before, if you're not in a position to do it by yourself, find a friend, buy a cheap tripod and just do the video, take the screenshots, off you go.
Nice.
Cool. So yeah.
So now, yeah. Okay. Okay. If everyone listening was going to take one thing from this, what do you think the most important thing right now for them to take away is?
These have to be done consistently.
Yeah.
Like I said at the start of the episode, like we want to have a system here. To build a system, it needs to be repeatable. Because if it's repeatable, it's predictable. But also, if it is repeatable and predictable, it would mean genuine, objective, accurate, apples to apples comparisons can be made. I'll give you an example. If someone I'd never met, I don't work with, I didn't know, sent me their set of progress photos from say it's like a 12-week gap, and one set had clothes on and one set didn't, I'd just send them back and say, I can't help you. Take another set 12 weeks from now.
Yeah.
But if that complete stranger sent me their 12-week progress photos and they were the same conditions, lighting, time of day, clothes, I can look and go, yep, this is improving, or if it's not a good answer, no, you're the exact same or you're getting worse.
Yeah.
It just consistency allows you to make accurate assessments, and that's critical with this because you want to do everything you can to remove guesswork. Because take it from me, from a coaching standpoint, if I have to guess with someone, we are all screwed.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I would say the one thing that I've learned, or like I want everyone to take away from this, is that it does get easier. Is confronting, yes. It was never my favorite thing to do, but it gets easier. I actually, in the end, found it more of like just like a part of the process. I found it very procedural in the end, and I was able to take the emotion out of it and just see it as a task to tick off.
I think I know why that is. Tell me if I'm wrong. My gut feeling would be you did them so much, you stopped giving a shit.
Yeah, I think it was very much just like I've just got to tick it off.
Could this be compared to when you're new to the gym and you've got gym anxiety and you sit in the car for 45 minutes psyching yourself up to go into the gym, and then you do, and you walk out, and it's like, oh, wasn't that bad?
Yeah, I would say so. Or I would say it just became, to me, it became like a like a workout. Like it was just like another workout I had to tick off.
A box checking exercise?
Literally a box checking exercise for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
but just the volume of doing them is what lowered that emotion?
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely think it was helpful for me personally to have somebody else help me with them. I know that might be the opposite for some people. That might be their worst case scenario, is to ask somebody else to help them take their photos.
You don't have to, no.
But I personally found it easier because then I didn't have to be the one to review the photos, edit, like pick the best photo or like have a play around with the lighting. I was able to have you, Matt, take the photos. Yeah, you would take several photos, if you didn't like the lighting or something like that. But then I didn't have to edit them, or pick the best one. It was like, you did that. So then it's kind of like box tick, done. So I found that really helpful. But then other people, as I said, that might be your worst nightmare and you might prefer to have full control and involve no one else in this process.
There's no right or wrong there.
No right or wrong. But I will have to say, whichever way you go about it, if it seems daunting to begin with, all of this feels very daunting. It does get a lot easier. It becomes very process driven, especially with the setup. It might sound overwhelming, the poses and the outfit and the everything. It actually gets very easy, very simple. It's just like bang, 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 done, front, back, side, done kind of thing. And then see you in 6 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much, which I'm actually glad you mentioned that, frequency.
That was going to be my next question. So they've got a couple of bonus questions to finish up. One was going to be frequency. Yep. So let's jump into that now. You mentioned 6 weeks before. How often should we be taking progress photos?
When someone I have them in, say, the beginner or intermediate stage, as in they've just started, or they're in their first 12 months in, every 6 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
As someone gets more advanced.
Yep.
Or I'll use myself as an example. If I'm doing if I'm doing the Academy Advanced Fat Loss Program, where the goal is to get that last few kilos of fat off and get just shredded, I'm taking them every week. Now, I would never ask a beginner client to do that because it's not necessary.
Yes.
But also, if potentially the photos can become the scales.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I didn't change in 7 days, this isn't working. Nah, because when you first start, it does take time to build momentum.
Yes.
And wind up. But maybe a sneak preview, as you get more advanced and your habits get better, your knowledge improves, your routines improve, eventually you can get to the stage where you can take progress photos every 7 days because you are seeing improvements every 7 days.
Yes.
But when you're a beginner, be kind to yourself. Don't do that. No. Do it every 6 weeks. And in that time between the photos, listen to what your body is telling you.
Yeah.
Through energy levels, strength in the gym, recovery, how well you're moving.
Yeah.
Or for some people that may have chronic pain in certain parts of their body, is that pain starting to subside? Are you sleeping better? Is your skin clearing up? For some women, are your nails improving?
All of our small wins.
But so that's why I said at the start of the episode, you feel it before you see it. So yes, for someone new to this, every 6 weeks.
Yes.
For someone more advanced, you can definitely shorten the timeline because you will see differences regularly. I hope that answers the question.
I think it did. So the final one that I just want to throw in here from a female. You have a lot of female clients, Matt.
95 out of 100 will be female, yes.
So with the frequency, often will come as a female. Sometimes our photo task might fall on a week that we're expecting our menstrual cycle.
AKA Whale Week.
Oh, Whale Week, yes. Yes, affectionately known on this podcast as Whale Week. So
why is it called Whale Week?
I always referred to myself as a whale during my menstrual cycle week. And I use week loosely because it tends to sometimes work, be at least a week and a half.
Should we call it whale season?
Yes, it was definitely seasonal.
Yeah.
But I guess the questions come up over the years from clients is if the task falls in that week, and they do tend to, not everyone does, but a lot of women do tend to bloat during that week. They retain fluid. You just all round feel puffier. You tend to feel puffier in that week.
Mm-hmm.
The question has come up in the past, do I still have to take my photos this week?
Okay, do you still have to? No. There's multiple ways to skin that cat. So the advice I give and will continue to give is this. If you want to wait until whale week or whale season has ended and take them once you have deflated, do so. Alternatively, if you want to take them during your whale week and then take them again after you've deflated, you can do that too, because if that's the way your brain works, you can then see the difference of how your period affects you.
Yes.
So either or. Like, ultimately, I say to the ladies, like, you do what you're comfortable with. If you want to wait until you've deflated, go for it. If you want to do them now and then do them again once you've come down, go for gold.
Good.
Fair?
Fair.
Yeah.
Before we move into closing up, I will just say, number one tip from today.
Well, it's consistency.
Just get started. Just take your first set.
I suppose more than number one tip, if it's like, what's the one thing someone should do now with this, is take what we've been speaking about here. Just go do it, dude. Just go do it. They are probably going to be terrible at the start, but one thing I've learned in life, and take this how you want to, you have to be prepared to suck at something long enough to get good at it.
Yes.
Just go do it. Take it from me, a lot of what Courtney spoke about before with the emotion around these will go away, not just through repetition, but by you building a system of knowing what to do. Because I do, not all the time, but I do think for a lot of people, a lot of fear and anxiety around things come from, I don't know how to approach this. It comes from the unknown.
Yeah.
At least having a system in place is a tremendous starting point with this. And I would probably say as well, in the homework category, if you've been avoiding this, stop.
Yes.
Because do not be that person that years from now looks back and says, oh, man, I wish I did them.
Yeah.
I wish I did them because I feel so much better. My clothes have gone down like X amount of clothes sizes. Gee, I wish I did that.
Yeah.
Well, I can say the only people who regret anything around progress photos are the ones that don't take them. The ones that do take them and really don't like it, that is a temporary feeling that will go away.
Yes.
But the regret of having not done them, it'll follow you.
Yes, it will. All right, let's wrap this one up.
Let's bring it home. Yes.
Well, do we want to talk about what you do before we wrap up?
Oh, yeah, actually, that's very, very good here. Yes.
Wrote down because you had mentioned not accepting people's photos if they're wearing too many clothes. What do you do if a client does submit a photo with too many clothes? You just make them retake it?
Yeah. 3 words. Take them again. If I'm feeling particularly friendly, 4 words. Take them again, please.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the academy, there is a very detailed training on how to take the photos, but also how to assess them. Because assessing is a skill as well, which may be its own podcast episode eventually. Often I will just point someone back and say, hey, go watch this again, see where you've got this wrong and redo them, because I'm very bullish on, hey, you're paying the money, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the time, you've got someone here with you,
yes,
taking you down this path. Let's build these foundations as well as we can from the start.
Yes.
So yeah, just go back and do them again. So that's also
That's it.
just about. I do want to close by saying that once you get this right, once you've built this system, you'll realize that between looking at your photos and listening to the cues that your body gives you, as I said before, energy, strength, fitness, recovery, reduction in pain, etc., you will realize what I learned a long time ago, why you can do this without living on the scales, without paying money for DEXA scans or getting on those scales at the gym that aren't very accurate to begin with.
Mhm.
You'll save money, you'll save time, and you'll have an objective way to assess yourself.
Yeah.
Like this is what I can say to people, like, hey, yeah, we can get this done without you having to weigh yourself. Because big picture here, as you start to build and improve your habits and your routines, the scale takes care of itself.
Yep.
I think we're done.
We're done. We got there.
I do think we're done. So before we hit the stop button, once you have had a crack at these photos yourself, the next step for you from here, I'm going to put in the description of the episode below a training I've done on YouTube talking about the most common mistakes that people make with their weight loss and, you guessed it, how to avoid them yourself. So I will say those common mistakes, the progress photos aren't in there. There's bigger ones than this.
Yes.
There's way bigger ones than this. So from here, click on that link in the description, go and educate yourself,
Yes.
Go and take more positive steps forward, because it really just goes into the even deeper reasons why people stall with this.
Yeah.
So good job by you, wife, up top.
That's it.
Thank you for joining us. Take us out.
See you next time.
Bye.